It said I was backstage.
Mm.
I don't know what that means. It also seems like I'm in the dark, which is weird because I'm not. But I
You
don't
know,
know.
you don't
That
look in the
better?
dark here.
No, that's
You look
worse.
good.
Is it okay?
You
Great.
look good. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. How's everything this morning?
Yeah, good. Just getting going. I'm just like now getting my head in the game. So, how about you?
That's cool. I feel like head's pretty solidly in the game. Um, yeah, woke up like four something.
Wow.
Had started doing these dinners at my place every Thursday.
Oh,
So
every
just inviting
Thursday.
people over for every Thursday, people over for dinner, some of the same people, some new people. And it's like the rule is once you've been here once, you can invite a friend and we'll see. So we were like 9 people last night. Um,
Nice.
yeah, which we can't quite fit around the table, but we did anyway. And just yeah,
Yeah.
some people bring some dishes and help cooking, and it becomes this huge mess in the kitchen. But then people help clean up as well, and
Yeah.
it's super fun. Yeah,
That's awesome. And are there
yeah.
people that you know, like work related people kind of mostly, or how does it turn out to be
Random,
work or is it, yeah.
no, just a random bunch of good people, and then yeah, then they bring someone, and then like it kind of expands like that. I wanted to create a sense of community, right? I wanted to build community and this like feeling that it's like there's a core group of people who are repeats who come again and again,
Hmm.
and like it becomes a routine, a ritual. So
Hmm.
yeah, I'm liking
Yeah.
it. It's really fun.
Awesome. That's great.
Yeah,
Yeah. Good for you.
yeah.
Yeah. Every Thursday will be, and like that's enough to make it a routine for people. You don't have to feel like, well, this
Mhm,
is the thing we do every Thursday.
mhm.
That's really
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. It's really
Awesome.
nice.
Well, it's
Yeah.
Friday. I was thinking like we should talk about what we've gotten done this week and what we haven't, like what we intended to do and didn't get done, and like that kind of like check
What we
in.
want to get done. Yeah,
Yeah, and what we're going to get done
I
this
was
week because
doing.
we've got today. So
Yeah, I was thinking, doing some thinking this morning while walking my dog.
yeah,
Um, around this thing, this note that I had about that I wrote, I think last week, um, about I think let me see if I can share my screen how this works with this
yeah,
tool. If that's a thing, share it. Yeah, it looks like I can
yeah.
share screen, sharing screen. These are too much. Mm-hmm. Am I like sharing? Select window screen. Okay, so now I need
Okay.
to figure out which window. Hmm. I need to grant access. Okay. This turns into a project.
Worth it though. We'll figure it out.
Hmm. Later. Okay, cool. Notes app. I think this is the one. Yeah. Yeah, that's the
Yep.
one.
Bingo.
Look at that. I'm a genius. Okay. I can even make this window a little smaller. What why are you laughing at that?
He's a
Honestly.
genius.
I
Well,
am a genius.
honestly, but not because you figured out how to share your screen.
Okay. Well, you gotta celebrate the wins here, right?
That's right. Yes. Let's celebrate the win.
Yeah. All right. So
Awesome.
no, so I was looking at my notes here about turn your purpose and genius into profits, yada yada yada. This idea of the category design, I wanna double click on at some point. This idea of we're creating a movement, a mission here, like and
Mhm.
defining a little more clearly what that mission, what that movement is. Right. It's around that maverick entrepreneur doing their inner work, getting to know themselves,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Also remembering, I mean, basically the whole spiritual entrepreneurship movement, right?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
the whole thing started with.
Yeah.
Remembering why we're doing this, like that like all of the accomplishments, all the achievements, the money, all that stuff, in the end doesn't really matter, right? It's not what means anything. What means anything is who we're becoming and the relationships that we're creating, right? That's
Yeah.
um, that's what matters. But then this part was like change the world. So this is the movement, right? You're changing the world by walking people from the world they're living in today to the world that you know they'd enjoy living in tomorrow. And so I started thinking about like, what is that world? And then these are some of the things that came to mind for me. Is like it's a world. It's for people that they're fully in, fully present, fully, in whatever they're doing, and they're fully themselves, right? Fully themselves, fully present, fully there, which happens to be my whole sinking ship thing, of like choosing to be fully there. So I was just like, wow, like I'm actually teaching people to, what I've learned overcoming my core trauma. Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Very cool. I think you could really spend a little time on that. What does it mean to be fully in? Like, I think a lot of times people think, oh, I'm fully present, right? Like that, but they're not really, like, it's like, it's something that could really, you could do a lot of teaching around. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. And then, profitable, because again, not because money is the be all and end all, but because we need money to make the thing go around. Right.
Right. It's nice to
make it work. And money's great. We love it. Sure. Meaningful, connected, right? Maybe connected. It's better here. And then, for people to be sharing their special gifts and igniting the gifts in others, which is also part of that sinking ship thing for me. Connection is as well. So yeah, I was just like, this is kind of cool. This is interesting. I like it.
Yeah. I love. That's great.
Yeah. So awesome. That was a little bit of my thinking.
Yeah.
What else? I feel extremely good about what the show yesterday, what we did there.
Yeah.
Did some more TikToks this morning. I like that, but I'm finding that I'm actually fine just jumping on TikTok and recording something.
Good.
So I'll just keep doing that. I want to, though, like, I'll do that sometimes for fun, but I really want to get that machine up and going so that it's not just, because I don't do all the, captions and editing and all that stuff that makes it really work on TikTok. So I want to get that machinery up and going.
Yeah.
Totally. And you know what, too? I want a D-Rock. I want to try that.
What?
I want a D-Rock. So D-Rock is this guy, David something, but D-Rock is his name. He's a videographer. He's the guy that basically invented that whole genre. So he came to Gary Vee like at some point years ago and said, hey, like, can I follow you around with a camera? And just like, I think we can make something really cool out of that. And basically invented that genre of just having a camera on you.
Yeah.
And using that footage for shows.
You've talked about this for a while. Like I remember when that came up, when we sort of tried to do that a little bit with Joshua, who just wasn't the right person to do it. So we need,
with Georgie, right? Georgie really is the one that we're trying to do it with. Yeah. And it wasn't a thing. It's also, if I'm just sitting staring at a computer all day, right, that's not really super exciting footage. So it's like, what do we need to do there? And I actually think now that Bryson's here and we do these live shows and all of that, I think I'm going to need an office here, right? So then Bryson and my D-Rock and myself and, maybe some other people, can be in that office and we don't have to bother Nomi and, use the living room, all that stuff. So we need to find a really nice space that I actually enjoy being in. And where we can create a cool, because I love the visuals of the background in there with the massive painting and the the couch that has all these colors, and it's like very sort of authentic and real. I want to create something that is a good visual and that makes me feel good to be in. But so it's not right now, but I think that's where we're going.
Okay. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So like for the show, we've got one in the can. We're going to keep doing those. This week we need to figure out, this next week we need to figure out how to get that machine going, like the Bryson machine. So you need me to do anything there, or you feel like you've got that kind of?
No, I think I need you. like just to stay on top of Bryson and what he's doing, and making sure that
Okay.
he's that like he gets that machine going and that the pace is good. We need to set some expectations around, like I haven't set any expectations around like when should we have the thing from yesterday processed and posted, and how many videos and where and what. So I think I need your help with that.
Okay.
So we should, yeah, I think it would be great to do a check-in with him today, just
Okay.
where he's at, get some expectations set. Yeah.
All right. I'll do that publicly so that you can see it.
Please. Yeah, no, I'll be part of that, right? We'll set up a call today. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But now there's just another thing I was just thinking. I forget right now what that was. I lost it and then it came back. I know that I'm so pumped about like the creating content thing and just I can do so much, and it's so fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be really, really cool. Oh yeah. Now I know. Engineering hire. I think I mentioned that, right? Like that,
the native hire. Yeah.
Like it's really funny because like now, after I've taken over leadership, it's such a great illustration of how important good leadership is. Because now that I've decided to be fully in as a leader and fully the leader of the engineering team and the product, like Deepesh is my favorite engineer on the team. Like, right? And I was like, I almost
loud. We're live. No,
I know. No, it's cool. But like I almost fired him, right? Like I was really concerned with his performance because like it was really slow, and I talked to him about it, so it's okay. We can be public about it. But now, like, you know, a month later, and he's just my favorite freaking guy. And I mean the others are great too, but it's more, the point is not to like compare them between each other. The point is just the comparison between like almost firing the guy and just being like, dude, I love this guy. He's amazing.
Right.
Yeah,
and
I really
was your attention, right? Like you paid close attention and you gave him some leadership and some boundaries and some clarity. Yeah.
Set some very clear expectation, gave him very clear direction on what I need, and then figured out what kind of work to give him and what kind of work to not give him. Right.
Right.
And he's just freaking crushing it. Point being, we need to get that process going to hire more engineers like that. Because what I've been trying, like I was like, oh, let's just like see if we can do something quick with Upwork or some like dev shops and that kind of stuff. It's not working. It's not working. We're not getting good people. So, and like Deepesh, for what we're paying him, is just a fucking rock star. Like it's just amazing. So like we want to get more people like that. So
yeah, definitely.
And we know the process. I just need to kind of sit down with you and get it put together, and it's not going to take long.
Right. I mean, we've got the job description from before. We've got stuff like we could just look at that sometime today or now and like get it. I guess probably not now, but get it nailed down and out again. Yeah.
Yeah. Edit that job description. Figure out where to post it. We'll post it to like 3 or 4 of these key sites. Set up a type form that they get to after the job post that filters a little bit.
Yeah.
And then from there, just send me an email with that coding challenge.
Yeah.
And then I'll take it from there. Just need to be that's it. And then that process is just running constantly nonstop. So it'll just be like a fixed, like whatever these job boards are. If there's 3 and they're like probably like $250, maybe $300 per job site per month.
Yeah.
But that's just so it's just going to be a ongoing expense of like, you know, $800, maybe $1,000 a month for these job postings to just run continuously forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
That's what we're paying.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And we can see after a while if like one of the sites is like outperforming the others. We can just stick with that one. But yeah,
Yeah.
the idea. But if we can get like 4 more, and we can afford that. Like if we can get 4 more Depeshes or like 2 Depeshes and 2 Oasis, like or that we can really make some shit happen.
We also know we're stronger on product than we are on marketing. So we've got Bryson now. Do we want to do another marketing hire before we do more engineering hires, or?
I don't know about before, but let's hire them. Let's hire definitely marketing hire as well. So I have Joe looking for these guys in Mexico that they laid off the social media. So he's going to get back to me with a couple there. And I do think so. I think for the marketing, getting video editors who are specialized, who are focused on TikTok Reels, that would be a good thing. It can be the same person for Instagram Reels and TikToks, or they're different people. I don't know how kind of specific they get with it. But I think it's the same essentially. I don't know if there's Instagram's Reels are still limited to 30 seconds, in which case that's a different beast. But that would be a next marketing hire, and then the D-Rock person. I think also just having that camera, there on me, and then being able to do photos as well as video, I think it's going to be super powerful. I really do. It feels super odd. Like yesterday when I went to get my haircut, and I was like, what if I had, like, we actually talked about, like Bryson talked about, because I talked to him about doing it for now. And he's like, do you want me to come to get the hairdresser and get your hair? Like, I'm like, I was like, no, but then I was like, maybe, like, no, but seriously, right? Because then it sparks conversations about stuff. I mean, it makes me feel like a douchebag, but like just getting over myself. And it'll spark honestly conversations with the hair person and the other people there, and like all that kind of, we can just talk about shit, right? And then something good is going to come out of it. Like Gary is good at, like, he'll be in the car driving from place to place, and then they have a conversation about something, and like that becomes a clip. And if it's if you just get a couple of those clips in a day, that's good, right? Are you still filming yourself sometimes when you walk the dog? I haven't looked at what you've been posting. Just do the TikToks. Right.
Just do the TikToks. Because I feel like that's a good moment for you. Like that's a time when you're reflecting and
absolutely.
Got lots of interesting things happening around. So
and then I'll get D-Rock to walk my dog with me.
There you go.
I could.
And hang out in the sauna.
Totally. That's the best. Yeah. But also, like, the dinner last night, just having someone to film and document that a little bit. I don't know if that's, I mean, that then we can do a little, like, I like this idea too of making these mini documentaries. Where you cut together something, and then I talk about the importance of community and like what I've done and how I've done it, and then you have some B-roll from an actual event and that kind of stuff, right? I don't know, that could be something too.
Totally.
So I think that's the right now the goal is to get that content machine up. The next thing after that, I think the idea that we talked about the other night with like mastermind groups and coach. Oh, you know what? I had another idea this morning, but I think the masterminds thing is phenomenal, and I'd love to do that. But I had another idea this morning, which is one of the things I love doing when we did the course launch challenge was that during week 0, we would have these content modules. So it was like one about fear and one about being the guide,
mindset stuff.
Exactly, those kind of mindset things. And then we would get on a coaching call, and people have questions about that, right? So when you seed people with helpful information, you get really good questions, because people are intrigued, they're learning, they're thinking about it, and you kind of give them a direction for their questioning, for their thinking. So I was thinking like, A, like I'd love to get back into doing challenges, right?
Right.
But B, we don't need that whole infrastructure around it. Like we could send out to our list and say, hey, here's a training on, like every week there's a training on a topic.
Yeah.
And we can literally reuse those videos. And then,
Yeah.
you know, this week it's about fear. And then on Thursday on the Unfiltered call, we're going to take your questions about fear. Like,
Yeah.
or maybe it's a different call or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the next week it's another one. And then we come up with maybe a sequence of like 12 different 12 different topics, and then we just cycle them, right? Yeah. Because like,
well, yeah, I love that. I think it's a great idea. And it also seems like a really good thing if we've got Bryson full time, like there's no, we could just point him to all those trainings and be like, let's curate some of these. Let's pick ones that we think make sense and like have him start getting out those emails on Mondays, let's say, to get people ready for the Thursday.
Yeah.
Or Tuesday even, but probably Monday. Right. Yeah. Just get that to be part of his cadence, his weekly cadence. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think the Thursday call is the format I have in mind is kind of like what we did this yesterday was like some content of like what's top of mind, like 10, 15, maybe 20 minutes, and then get into questions. So I don't know how we combine that with this, but maybe we just like, you know, what's top of mind can or be related to the topic, but not necessarily.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we also don't have to overthink it, right?
And there also might be some of these that we want to send people. Like there might be a recording from a conversation you and I have had where like, this is what we're thinking about this week.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
We'll be talking about it more on Thursday.
And I love, that's phenomenal. And what I love too is like super cuts of stuff, right? Yeah. So you're like something that I talked about on a TikTok that I recorded while I was out walking my dog. And then we talked about it here. And then like, you know, you put all these together. So one of the things I was thinking about this morning that would be a great topic is I was like, you know, I made a short 15-second clip about like, don't be in such a hurry to get somewhere, right? Like, oh, I have to be like a millionaire before I'm 30, or like I have to like, you know, make this money, all that stuff. And then so as soon as I'd done that, I'm like, but I'm also like speed, momentum. It's like, how does that combine? And so I was like, well, it does, right? Because it's about the momentum of moving, of taking action, of doing stuff, of trying things, and like, learning, experimenting, but being totally patient with any kind of destination, right? But I think that could be a fun topic to explore with people.
That would be a fabulous topic to explore with people.
Yeah.
Yes. And like the tension or the complementariness of those two things. And also the, you know, slow is smooth stuff, right? Like how does that fit with speed, right? Like how do we do both of those things like that? If we really spend some time exploring that would be awesome. I will write that down.
Very cool. I love it. Yeah. And that's funny because like part of the whole slow is smooth is fast for me and for us as an organization came around the hiring situation, right? And Pete and all of that, where it's like, fuck, we can't keep making this mistake. And so I was like, okay, we need much more process around hiring and yada, yada, yada. And then now I'm like looking back, I'm like, actually, no. Because the mistake wasn't like, sure, maybe process would have fixed it, but really the problem was me, right? The problem was that I didn't want to lead and I was trying to hire someone to be the leader.
Right.
And that was the issue. And I don't know that a hiring process would have done anything to fix that, right? I mean, you wouldn't have fixed that.
A hiring process wouldn't have, but a process in which we carefully defined the problem and the desired end state.
That's true. That might have. Right.
Might. Yeah. Right. Has a chance.
Absolutely.
Identifying.
Like, Gary keeps talking about like hire fast and fire faster. And there's a clip, I'm going to find that. I'm going to pull out that clip for you. But he talks about having literally twice hired top C-level executives in a company that's like almost 1,000 people. So these are like high level people. And he's a week into it, he realizes this is the wrong person, but he can't fire him because that would rock the boat too much. So he keeps this person on board for 18 months.
Wow.
Knowing the whole time that this person is not a good fit.
Oh, no.
And then he tells the story, like, then people like 4 months in, some of the smarter people are like, this person is not that good. And he's like, and he has to manage that. And then some more people realize, and some more people really. So I'm like, I don't know that we need to be so, that I need to be so scared of that whole situation, right? And I do think everything I learned about hiring, I think is useful, and there's definitely some things that we can learn there. But I think the instinct to just go, take it a little bit more easily, like be a little more willing to hire people that seem good, but keep doing the after action review on it, right? So that our radar gets better. And I'm not saying not do any kind of process around the hiring. Like, I think core values check and Colby and some of these things, and getting more clarity up front on exactly what you need. There's a lot of these steps in the process that are very, very good. Let's do those. But also, like, sometimes just fucking hire and overhire, and then just be willing to fire quickly, right? When it's not working out. And I think that piece is also one that it is something that we've worked on, but we can get better at as well, right? Like Pete, we could have figured that out in 2 weeks, not 3 months, and things of that nature. Yeah.
I think the other place for me, though, where the whole slow is smooth part comes in is the fact that, as we scale, we're going to be a bigger boat to turn. Like right now we're pretty nimble. Not, we're bigger than we were 2 years ago, but as the boat gets bigger and bigger, it's harder and harder to turn that boat in the water. And so, like, figuring out how to create just enough process that everybody's on board, and that we don't keep, like, the boat doesn't end up just spinning around because we keep moving,
I think it very much comes down to also what positions they are. Actually, I just had I should probably shouldn't mention people by name when we were doing this public. I forgot that we were live streaming. So anyway, apologies for that. But yeah, I think it depends on what, because if we're doing a project like this, like that we're doing now with Bryce and everything's like, I don't see that really, like, yeah, it's fine. Like, bring people on, fire, like, that's fine. Move quick. But if it's like, obviously if it's like high level executive in the organization, I think a lot there, like, I would rather just be honest up front and say, hey, we don't like if a week in it turns out this is not the right person, we are going to let go of them, right? And just set that expectation ahead of time, and just tell them, like, with them, and also with the team, right? That's how we operate, is that you never know if someone is the right fit until you start working together. And then your job is just to recognize it as quickly as possible and draw the consequence. I think just own that. And then there are other pieces where, like, hiring an engineer and then they don't work out, like, that's not going to rock any boat, right? So it really depends on what the context is.
And I wasn't really talking about hiring. I was talking about other kinds of strategic planning or directions or product or, non-hiring things.
Yeah. And I think that too comes down to us just getting better at knowing ourselves and getting better at what we're doing, and getting better at, thinking things through. Like the conversation that we had the other week, where I ended up sketching that thing in Fig Jam with the different avatars we could target and all that stuff. Like, that ended up being super helpful. That's just a really good framework. And this notion that this idea that, like, I've been focused on building the best product and offering the best customer service, but I haven't been focused on creating and distributing the best content. But now I'm focusing on, like, for me, those kinds of high level frameworks, when they click, when I get them right, that gives stability, right?
It does. Yeah.
So it's not being patient, not being so eager to just do something until I have that feeling inside of, like, yes, this is right.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. I love that.
So
Awesome.
you wanted to recap the week, or you feel good?
No, I guess what I'm wanting there really is just to make sure that like I have to today I'm going to do my weekly report, my regular weekly I haven't started it yet, but I'm fairly sure I haven't made a lot of progress on other things other than the things that I've been working on.
It's fine.
Right?
I think, like, this is the single most important thing that we can possibly be doing. So I think that's fine. Yeah.
So as long as we're on the same page about that, I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I think I was just kind of thinking this morning of like, haven't touched the help site. Yeah, no, haven't like.
So on that note, actually, I asked around for a brand designer and a marketing designer, because I think like we need that, because it actually came about because of the postcard guy, and I was like, well, maybe you should mail a postcard, but what should it look like?
Yeah,
I don't like the visuals that we have now of the kinds of the stuff that we sent out, and so I was like, well, like, who can we find? So, and that there's also that guy that I posted in leadership Slack a while back. We could reach out to him. We should probably do that. But I don't know if you saw that thread in design, but Semi-Flat shared their brand deck. Did you look at that?
I couldn't. I don't have access to it.
I'll send it. I'll share it with you. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I mean, let me just pull it up right now.
Yeah, I requested access, so I haven't checked email this morning yet. Okay. Maybe somebody gave me access.
It's all right. I'll share it with you because I'm that nice. I'm gonna post it. I'm just gonna screen share here, and I'm gonna post it in the.
You just want to show off that you're still a genius and you can still screen share.
Dude, of course. Upload file. All right, see here. Look at me go here. This is amazing. I feel like a genius. Dude, don't make fun of me.
No laughing on work time.
No, you're right. You got that right. Okay.
I'm not making fun of you. I'm just bringing a little joy and levity.
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
No, seriously, I'm not making fun of you.
I don't feel convinced. All right, it's uploading. I don't.
That's a you problem, Calvin.
Now I don't feel such a genius here because it's. There you go. Okay, cool. And then I'm gonna add the. Look at this.
Boom.
Add to stream. Here we go. Semi-flat.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Nice. This. I can also do this. Then you can see the whole thing.
Yeah.
So nice. This is all in Polish. That's cool. Logo, yada yada, all that stuff. It looks very like when they do stuff like this, I'm like, they're really thinking deeply about. I don't know what the fuck these X's and boxes mean, but it looks very serious. Like they've really thought about the design.
Yeah, exactly how much space it takes up, and yeah.
Right. And some different color thingies here.
So this is for their logo.
Yeah. This is for their, and not just the logo, but the whole brand, right?
The whole brand, right? Yeah.
The whole font that they're using and
nice.
These are I don't know, like I guess typography, colors, gradients, other things.
I like.
Yada. Oh
wait, could you go back to the one that said this is not an appropriate use? One more, I think. This is not an appropriate use.
Right.
Okay, yeah, like
Just like gradients and how not to do gradients and grid layout of everything and all of that stuff. Photography, how to use photography, iconography.
Nice.
This is cool. We're gonna get swag. We're gonna get I'm gonna find who makes we want good quality shit, right? So you get the Sombrero hoodie and it's just gonna be really nice.
Your favorite hoodie, the one that you your go-to hoodie. Yeah,
big. I'm working with Tanner Guzzi, who's a style dude, like men's style specifically. It's amazing. Like he's teaching me so much about the details of style and everything that goes into it, and what tribes are you a part of, and what do you want to signal towards them, like more in, more out, other tribes, archetypes, all kinds of cool shit. It's really amazing. So we'll probably cool. But anyway, so this is it. I think
I like that. Yeah,
I like it a lot. Yeah, I think it's cool. So that's the kind of, let me see here, I'm posting in the Slack for you as well.
Okay, cool.
So on that, so then the reason I brought that up is then if we get that kind of brand stuff guide style thing done, then that's going to dictate what the help site looks like, right? So
and the marketing site, right? Like
marketing site too, of course. Yeah, exactly. And so I wouldn't sweat. I mean, there's also some structural things, et cetera, but I wouldn't sweat that because I really want to get that done so that things start to look really nicely, especially with everything that we're doing in the product. I don't know if you saw the thing that I shared from that newsletter about showing off your UI on your marketing site.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's like, so upgrade the brand for the marketing site. We're upgrading the design of the UI, and then it's gonna be good.
We can really show that off nicely.
Yeah,
that's exciting. I remember when Rafal and I were working on the marketing site, whatever that was, like a year and a half ago or 2 years, whenever that was, and he was really excited. He was enjoying doing it, but was also excited about like when we have better UI and we can have nicer screenshots and like he can then make them look better. He'll really be able to run with that. So
have you seen the new automation stuff?
No.
Let me share it with you. It's gonna be so good. I'm gonna screen share here. It's gonna be so good. Let me see here. Steps, triggers here. Just trying to figure out. Here we go. By the way, on these calls, when we do these check-ins, let's make it a thing to have a beverage and just like invite everybody who's watching to also have a beverage, and we can all share.
Just water at the moment.
It's fine. Any beverage. This is
it has swear words though.
Even better. We love swear words. It's amazing.
So I do always have a beverage. Sometimes it will be coffee. Sometimes it will be tea. Sometimes it will be water.
Cool.
What are you got some kind of chocolatey thing?
No, it's a fruit berry smoothie thing.
But it's brown.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, it's not so brown.
I think there's not really brown. No, there's some I think some cherry in there.
That's my favorite. That sounds amazing.
It is pretty dope. Let me see here. Figma. Can I find Figma? Automation. I think this is it. Yeah, there we go. Okay, this is what we're looking at. So wait steps are in between here. Action steps with a duration, right? And when you hover over them, you can change stuff. These are the action steps, conditions if you have them. Like click this arrow here, and we're going to show you the email invite here like this. Can
you go back? So the wait step shows in the right there, 1 week, 1 day. That would also show, like September 1st at 9 a.m. in a contacts time zone or whatever.
Yeah. And we might need to figure out like some of those, like when it gets very esoteric, I mean, just write them. See how that works. But that's the idea. The trigger up here.
That is fantastic.
It's so much nicer. Like
I love being able to toggle on off. I often toggle on off that start trigger. Really nice. What would you think about being able to toggle on off steps in the automation, action steps in the automation?
Why not? Yeah, I can see that.
It would make I would use. I mean, there are many, many, many times that I would have used that and been able to feel better. Yeah. So even just like a tiny little toggle,
Let's do that. Cool.
I think that may be one of those things that for our power users, they're like, oh my God, this makes such a difference. Like one of those like stealth winners, we'll see.
Perfect. Yeah.
We'll see.
Great.
That looks fantastic. I really like it. Do the different colors mean anything? Like there's like there's like a teal and a blue, like
of these.
Yeah.
I think the idea is different types, right? These are access and these are emails and stuff.
Got it.
Yeah. And then we're figuring out what the stop looks like. This is one version. She had another version somewhere else. Emails are figuring out what they should look like. And then this is, we tried where the steps were not the same width, but that looks jagged, right? So it looks better when they're all the same width.
It does. I like how the stop step is red, like the whole step is red. Like I wonder if there's any other.
Yeah, there's some different versions here. It's like just like really red. I mean, obviously it doesn't make any sense to have one that's right at the bottom, right? But I think this is too much. This is a little too subtle. This is a little too pinkish or something. So here's like different versions. So I think we're still figuring out what that should look like exactly. And then there's go-to. Yeah. Go-to is a little complicated because so I wanted to get rid of the numbers. Right now we use the numbers as a way to say what you're going to. So like arrow, she played with this idea of like saying what it is. I'm not loving that. I think maybe my idea to like the arrow thing I like, but then it can get complicated when there's a lot. And so I went and searched the database for, steps automations that have a lot of go-to steps. And I found this one. I posted that has like crazy, like I don't know what this person's doing. It's wild. So it's fun to see what people are doing. Right? I was like, well, no automation is going to have more than a couple of go-to steps. Wrong. Some of them are.
People do some really complicated shit. Yeah.
Really fascinating. Yeah.
Why do you want to get rid of the numbers? Maybe we could
just make they're visual noise, and they like most of the time they don't mean anything. We can
go ahead.
No, I mean, but feel free to fight me on it. Like
I was just gonna say most of the time they don't mean anything. But for people who are doing really complicated stuff, that's when you do need it. Like so if there was a way to
show
on or off, like hide the numbers, or like that might simplify this. Like if you go to add a go-to step, maybe then all the numbers show up.
Well, that's the only thing that I can see that you need the number for is it go-to step. And the other thing would be if you have a very long one and you want to kind of see how far down you are. Yeah. But anyway, so my thinking was like, why not give this step a name, like the step that I'm going to? And then like when you go to step, give it a name, and then that name shows up out here.
That would work.
Because then you're going to a named step, and like that's more meaningful than like a number anyway.
Yep. Like name the destination, and then you create the go to that destination. Yep.
Yeah. And maybe actually, so right now, if you add a go to step, it's gonna be like here you say add go to, and then you get this drop down, I think, that lets you pick what step you want to go to. What if instead you're like, create a step that is a go to this step here, and then that creates a go to step which we either place right here, but then you can drag it to wherever you want it. Does that make sense?
So like make this a destination.
Basically. Exactly, right. And that's when you name it, and then like, okay, now go place the step. That might, like, it's a little bit of a different way of thinking about it, but I think if you like once people get the hang of it, it makes a lot more sense, right?
It made sense to me right away because I understand how anchor links work.
Right.
If somebody doesn't understand how anchor links work, it might not make sense instantly, but I like the fact that it would be the same concept. Like once we teach it once, it works for anchor links and it works for go-to steps. Like right now, teaching people go-to steps is also confusing as hell. Like it's not intuitive.
Right.
So I think it would be better than what we have right now.
All right. I think I like that. Yeah.
I do too.
What was the other thing I was thinking? Oh wait, so at 10 here, I actually have a meeting with Gary Vaynerchuk's Sasha group about their Sasha Mentors thing.
Oh right.
Which is, I don't think it's for us. Like,
not
but
right now.
I'm curious. I want to hear about it.
Yeah, it's worth hearing about it. Yeah, totally.
But this is like here's like when there's a lot of complicated go-to, like can get a little messy. But I mean, then again, so what?
Right. True. But I like the destination concept. People are going to ask about visual automation builder, like stuff like conditions. Like it feels like we're really close with this.
Yeah, I mean, the branching is a different beast, but I mean, it's not. I literally started building branching automations. We started developing that in 2018.
Yeah.
We had these Ukrainian guys, so
Yeah.
like we'll get there. I just want to do one step at a time, but like some people really like it. So my idea there is to keep it compact. And then if you do branching, you'll kind of have that. You'll have two views. You'll have the zoomed out view where you can see all the branches, and then you have the zoomed in view where you look at each individual branch.
Yeah,
and that's how we get the best of both worlds.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And maybe there's like a three views in the sense that there's the zoomed out view where you can see all of the steps and all of the details. There's the zoomed out where you see just the branching, and then like each branch is just like you just see it in like miniature or something. And then there's zoomed all the way into one branch, which you're going to see similar to this.
And it seems like the way Figma and Miro solve that in part is by having that little slider at the bottom, from 0 to 500% or whatever.
Oh, right. I mean, that's very, like, mine would have like distinct levels, right? It's not like a free form zoom in, zoom out.
Yeah. So, but like Miro, I guess would be interesting to look at how they do it. Because I feel like you can create like a canvas or something in Miro. I'd have to go back and look, but like you could lock into that canvas, or you can look at the whole view of everything that you've got in that whiteboard. I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, for another day.
For weight steps, this is what we're doing. So when you hover over it, you're going to see
nice
icons out here.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right.
That's great. Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think we're at time.
We should probably wrap up. Yep. Okay. So we do want to talk later today with Bryson. I'll message you guys to get that set up. And then maybe you and I can also talk engineer hire.
Yes, please.
That job description today. Okay.
That's right. Yeah. Basically, and we have the Simple Tiger thing as well. So
Simple Tiger, and we have an after action review.
And we have Megan's wrap up. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, right. And trusted advisor. Yeah.
Yeah. I should email the rest of these people. The trusted advisor.
Trusted advisor people. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally. I'll do that after my call with Maribel over at the Sasha Group.
All right. Have fun.
Cool. All right. You too.
Happy day. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
See you.